How does training affect performance? The topics covered throughout this screencast are 1. Principles of training, 2. Physiological adaptations in response to training, 3. Types of training and methods, and 4. Energy systems. The principles of training. This includes progressive overload, specificity, reversibility, variety, training thresholds, and warm up and cool down. 1. Progressive overload. The overload principle implies gains in fitness occurs at a greater training load, changes in fiber content, and improvements in fitness. 2. Specificity. This refers to how reliable and valid the training program is. 3. Reversibility. Body responds to training by improving the levels of fitness. This includes the lack of training, the detraining effect, and gains made in aerobic fitness. 4. Variety. This is to modify the training session, implement new skills and drills regularly so the athlete is constantly engaged. 5. Training thresholds. Thresholds generally refer to a specific point that, when passed, take the person to a new level, and changes in intensity. 6. Warm up and cool down. The purpose of a warm up is that it reduces the risk of injury, increases heart rate, increases body temperature, and allows the athlete to mentally rehearse its skill. The physiological adaptations in response to training includes 7 key areas. They are the resting heart rate, cardiac output, oxygen uptake, lung capacity, hemoglobin level, muscle hypertrophy, slow and fast twitch fibers. 1. Resting heart rate is the number of heartbeats per minute while the body is at rest. 2. Cardiac output. It is the amount of blood pumped by the heart per minute. 3. Oxygen uptake. It is the ability of the working muscles to use the oxygen being delivered. 4. Lung capacity. It is the amount of air that the lungs can hold. 5. Hemoglobin level. It is a substance in the blood that binds to oxygen and transports it around the body. 6. Muscle hypertrophy. This includes muscle growth, increased fiber size, increased muscle cells, and mitochondria. 7. Slow and fast twitch fibers. Slow twitch fibers are type 2 fibers that contract slowly and are recruited for more endurance-based activities. Fast twitch fibers are type 2 fibers which reach peak tension. They are recruited for more power and explosive movements. The types of training and training methods. There are 4 main areas covered in this topic. They include anaerobic, aerobic, strength training, and flexibility training. Anaerobic involves high intensity work. It involves limited recovery, it is shorter in duration, and lasts less than 2 minutes. It seeks to enhance the systems that supply energy under periods of intense activity. Aerobic training. This includes 4 key areas. They are fartlek training, which varies the speed and the terrain of the athlete. It is a combination of interval and continuous training. Circuit training improves aerobic capacity, muscular endurance, and flexibility. This is when the participants move from one station to another. 3. Aerobic interval training, alternating sessions of work and recovery. And 4. Continuous training, which is sustained effort without rest intervals. Strength training. This includes free weights. Three ways are develop all muscles in a group at one time. The most resistance encountered when initiating a movement includes barbells and dumbbells. The three types of contractions that occur within this training are: one, isometric, which is static movements; two, isotonic, which is dynamic movements; and three, isokinetic. Isometric occurs when tension is developed within the muscle, but there is no change in muscle length during contraction. Isotonic causes the muscle length to change as tension is developed within the muscle. It includes both eccentric and concentric contractions. Isokinetic is one in which the muscle contracts and shortens at a constant rate of speed. Flexibility training. This includes static stretching, dynamic stretching, and ballistic stretching. The four key energy systems are: one, the ATP PC system; two, the aerobic system; and three, the lactic acid system. The ATP system is used by the body to produce ATP when there is insufficient time to break down glycogen. Aerobic system. This occurs when oxygen is abundant to the muscles when we begin exercise. Rather, it gradually becomes available as the oxygen-rich blood fills the muscle cells. It is the predominant supply of ATP. Lactic acid system. This does not require the presence of oxygen to resynthesize ATP in the muscles. Rather, it involves the partial breakdown of glucose to form lactic acid. In summary, the four key areas covered in this topic are: one, principles of training; two, physiological adaptations in response to training; three, types of training and methods; and four, energy systems. Can you please complete the questions before class on the Google Docs?